Track Day Specials, Finale Round 1 on the streets of Chicago. Hello there everybody and welcome to Opafet Gaming. I am the Opafet. We are driving a Ford GT in our semi-pro track day part of the season. We're driving it in a Track Day Specials event. We're on the streets of Chicago, USA on the Loop. We're doing 3 laps. We're driving during the day and we started 11th of 22. Now these laps are decent length, but they're going to go by quick because of the speed that we're driving. This is one wild, hairy, scary octane race. You have to really stay with it and pay attention and focus, because one mistake, we are driving in Grid Legends, and they will take you out, knock you off the track. So we got to try and pay attention to what we're doing as we're moving up in the pack. We want to make sure that after we finish that first lap, we've got at least half the pack of cars. Well, we started 11th. Let's try and get up underneath a 10 before the first lap is done, because it's really, really hard. Even when you're going as fast as the rest of the cars, there's places where you can pass, but not when they're going this fast. So you have to wait and see. On the straights, sometimes you can pass them, and otherwise you got to wait for corners where, as we know, they like to really slow down. So sometimes you can cut them on the inside on the corners, and sometimes you can cut them on the outside. So that's what we're going to look for, and hopefully we can exploit that part of the race. But it doesn't look like it at this point, because they're really sticking with us. You know, I mean, here we are, almost finished with the first lap, and we've moved up 1 position. That's not really that great, but we're going to keep pushing it. We're going to keep pushing it until we get to the front of the pack, because like I said, these laps are going to take a little bit of time to do. So now, as we are trying to finish our first lap, we got to try and drive as clean as we can. Now, I love the width of the track here. Nice and wide, lots of room. You could pass here, but you got to be right behind the guy to be able to pass him, because as you can see, they really shoot away from you. Now, come to the corner again. We pass 2 in the corner just before we're finishing our first lap. Well, I tell you, this particular race is just awesome, but it's so fast. You really have to pay attention and keep an eye on the track, because these guys, never know what's going to happen, because in Grid Legends anything can happen, and the cars are all over the track. So let's hope they're all going to focus on racing and not trying to knock me off the track. Now we're about halfway through our second lap, but we are still not, well, we're starting to move up a little bit with some fancy footwork on the driving here, you know. Now we're in 5th place. We've only got 4 cars to pass. 3 of them right there, and a 1 just went around the corner. He's a little bit ahead of us. But as you're going to notice, now we're kind of stuck in between these cars here, and it'll take too long to get around them on the other side, so I don't bother. Because sometimes you're better off just to follow them and to stick with them than to try and find a way to pass them, because there's going to be more sections where we can pass. So we got by that 1, and we're in 4th now. Now we've only got 3 cars in front of us, but as you can see, they're quite a ways away from me. So first we're going to have to really get moving to catch up to the last one, which is Valentin Manzi. He's driving a Ford GT, same color scheme that we're driving. Doesn't mean we're going to take it any easier on him. We're going to pass him as soon as we have the opportunity. Oh, he spun out and took himself out. Well, that moved us up a position. Good for us. Bad for him, because his race is over, because by the time he gets back on the track with just over a lap left to go, he's going to have at least 5, 6, 7 cars pass him. He's never going to catch us again. So he's, like I always mention, you don't, in the latter part of the race, you don't want to make any mistakes. So once you get up to this position, you're in 2nd place. 2nd lap, almost coming to an end. You want to drive as clean as you can, and if that means you have to stay behind him, that's great. Now if he wants to slow right down on the corner, no problem. We'll zip right by him and see if we can make a little bit of a buffer zone between him and us, you know, drive clean and have a buffer zone of about 2 or 3 seconds and fight them off. Now we're going to push it a little bit at the beginning here and keep an eye on our counter. We're about 2.5 seconds ahead of the next car. And as soon as we got a little bit of buffer zone, we drive a little bit easier, not having a pace car pulling us forward and pushing us to drive to the extreme. We have to kind of set the tone of the pace of the race ourselves, which is okay. We're up to about 3 seconds now ahead of our nearest competitor, so we can focus a little bit more on driving clean, cutting the corners tight, using the full width of the track, like I always preach. And usually when I'm preaching about any kind of racing, it's to myself, not the people who are watching. Just make sure you realize and understand that. I'm always trying to get a little bit better myself, but I'm not going to get fanatical about it, because that for me takes away from the fun of the game. You got to be able to enjoy it. So as we're ripping around the corner here, we're getting close to the end of the race. We got about a 2.5 to 3 second. We're losing a little bit of time on the lead, but it doesn't matter because the race is getting closer and closer to being over, and we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be able to see that checkered flag pretty soon, although our nearest competitor is now under 2 seconds, which means run into the wall and the race is over for the Opafet, because the competitors will be screaming by you. But we're not going to do that. We're going to drive as clean as we can. This car is just absolutely awesome to drive. I think it's fantastic. It's one of the best handling cars, I think, in Grid Legends. If you ever have a chance to drive it, give it a shot. You'll really like it. Anyhow, I hope you like this race and hope to see you back at Opafet Gaming again real soon. Until the next time, you've been racing with the Opafet.